All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Genkai.
I'm Kuwabara.
And it's time for Yusuke to get his bitch ass leveled up.
That's right, because Urameshi will defeat Toguro.
In this episode, Yu Yu Hakusho, episode 45. Yes, absolutely. I'm going to kick his ass so hard that even Toguro might even sweat a bit when they finally fight.
But yeah, episode 45. I'm excited for this just a little bit.
Yeah,
because
me too.
Yusuke is, undergoing his whole ridiculous pain that's, going to allow him to tap into his full power and also some of Genkai's power. Cool.
Yep, fantastic.
But in the meantime, Dark Tournament changed the locations, changed venues. Some VIPs showed up.
New announcer.
But that gives me hope that Koto will join Team Urameshi as a regular recurring character, and her and Botan will spit fire at each other and with each other constantly into the future, and it will be glorious. But until then, Kuwabara will be his natural-born leader self with his shoulder jacket, and Hiei will kick some serious ass because he's been cock-blocked for a long time.
I have a new shipping tag to look up now.
Oh, yeah?
My own time. Yeah.
Which one? I feel like I mentioned a few.
No, I'm not gonna say.
Anyways, here we are. Caleb, is there anything in particular that you feel I missed or that you're excited about?
I'm really, really excited about Hiei just being the one that's just gonna just take them all on. Just go, dude. Just pop off, Hiei.
It's something where a lot of the times in anime, I am left dissatisfied when it comes to fast characters or stories in general, because speed as a power is a bit busted. It's hard to work around that.
I mean, yeah.
But
his power isn't even speed. He is fast.
He is the fast, right? And I've never had an issue with Hiei in that regard. And then on top of that, if he feels spicy, if he feels like blowing his load all over
he taps
everything
into his sorcerer, powers.
Right,
like
exactly.
That,
and just immolates everything.
Right.
So cool.
Yeah.
All right.
He's like, DM for flavor, can all my fire-based spells be black? It's
yeah.
Like, well, you are Mr. Maximum Edge, so
right.
Absolutely.
I would also like it to do permanent damage to myself to power it. Okay.
Okay, do you want an extra, die of damage on that because of that, right? I don't fucking care.
I want as much as you'll give me. But this actually is potentially another reason why it's good that Koto is off the stage. Because, I mean, collateral damage.
Dirty that stage.
Exactly. And, yeah, we don't need Hiei's load to get on Koto.
New tag I have to look at.
God damn it.
But y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. I'm telling you, this song literally flows to the beat of the Cat Jam emote.
Feel the touch of a friend. I know it's not going to happen, but if we ever got an OP where suddenly Koto was slotted into the OP with the rest of the cast, it's not gonna happen. But
no, see what it's gonna be, Jacob, is that randomly in 20 episodes the OP is going to literally change.
God.
And Koto will be in it.
There we go. Yeah.
That it has nearly torn his body apart. But there's no nearly for Makintaro of Team Yuriatoki. He swiftly won the
nice one, narrator.
Kept his outnumbered team alive.
Jeez. Oh my god.
All right.
Let's go, Hiei!
Yep.
It's gonna be Hiei again and again and again.
Those are rolling for a long time.
They're very light dice, I think.
So any of us versus Kuro Momotaro.
Oh, that's a...
All right, I'm taking this one as well.
I mean, that's what he said.
Yeah.
This might be my lucky day after all.
Meanwhile...
You hear that, Vezek? That is the sound of ultimate suffering.
I want to make so many bad jokes right now.
Oh my god.
Oh! 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 Not anymore! No!
Your brain can only focus on the most intense source of pain.
Yep. God, this voice acting.
Really
the transition
good.
into whimpering and...
Yeah.
It'll be all right.
He is just a kid.
Yeah.
much. Your body cannot take anymore. I'm removing the spirit wave orb before you're just a lump on the floor.
And then he grabs her wrist and is like, don't you
Do
dare.
the smack. Do the Irwin smack. Whoa.
Hey! Hey! Give that back, you old bitch!
Idiot escape. Making you absorb this energy so early was a gamble, and now we see why.
Shove it up your ass! You're not my freaking mother! So don't try telling me what's good for me!
Oh my god!
Holy shit!
He's putting it in himself!
He certainly got balls, I'll give him that.
Oh. Shit.
If we can choose anybody from our team to fight in this match, then of course it's going to be me.
The second match of the
Alright.
semifinals
Alright,
will be
let's go.
Hayden versus
Let's do
Kuro
this.
Momotaro.
Onji, you positive he won't pull out that attack he used to wipe out Zero?
Absolutely no chance of it.
It's too early for
Even
that.
if he were stupid enough to try, he couldn't go through with it. His arm still hasn't recovered from the last time he unleashed the Dragon of the Darkness flame.
There's more than one limb. That was so cool.
Wait. I just realized, did Zero call out for his mom, like, in that moment?
Don't be so confident about that, Kuro. Even with your abilities, the Dragon of Darkness flame can roast you like a blonde chicken on a spit.
Sorry to interrupt your talk, but I'd like to fight.
Maybe he's keeping his hands covered so you don't know if he has recovered or not.
Just be sure you hold him off until your body can memorize his special attacks. That's how you'll defeat him.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
You're
Alright.
wasting your breath. I'm gonna chew him up, spit him out, and stick him under a desk.
Both fighters, please step forward.
Oh, spit out the gum.
Alright.
May have been the biggest on our team, but he was also the weakest. Here, let me get him off your sword.
Jeez.
Okay.
Ugh.
Sweet sword!
Hate to say, but that's hardly hygienic. You have no idea how many creatures that sword has cut through.
I love it.
Yeah.
Let me add one more.
Oh.
Did he just forfeit the match?
Oh yeah, that said it hurt so good. Oh yeah, baby. Now we're talking. These guys are making it a little easy for us to beat him.
Oh, God.
Oh, is he gonna put it in the wound?
This is the steam and spear that seals your vein.
It's like a blood rite of some kind, maybe. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Damn. Okay.
Beast armor, armor of the ape. What do you think, EA?
Shit.
All right.
Those spheres must contain some sort of animalistic properties that transform him once consumed.
Kuro Momotaro's body is now covered in hair. So much for those freshly waxed washboard abs I love so dearly.
Everyone's horny this episode, and I'm okay with it.
Nice.
Yeah, giving it back.
Like that.
Okay.
Let's put this armor to the test.
Okay.
And slice.
You got him!
No, I don't think he does.
All right.
All right. Well,
There we go.
That's impossible. What the heck happened to his sword?
I think it broke.
I'd rather destroy you with my own hands anyway.
okay.
Shit. Well.
Shit. Okay.
Lightning beats water types. Jeez.
Huh.
You're
Okay.
still there. Guess you're probably wondering how I was able to fend off your attacks so easily. Simple, really. My body does this neat trick where it remembers the pain of my opponent's attack. All I have to do to get immunity is expose myself to a small dose of my enemy's offense.
Hence why he
Shot.
cut himself with the sword. Okay.
Oh my god.
Once my body knows what attack to look for, then it's time for a good old steaming sphere. What does that do? Think of it as a catalyst for my beast armor, which makes me invincible to my opponent's attack, and much more handsome to boot. But that's not fair.
Okay.
There's no way he can beat someone invincible.
The big stupid one's right about that.
By golly, never seen that.
By golly.
Wait a second. I forgot Pooh. He's still up in the room. I didn't even leave him water. Yusuke said that it's like his other half. I'll be right back.
Yeah, good call.
No!
Okay.
Oh, Pooh. Pooh?
Nice.
Where are you?
Yeah.
Pooh? There you are. I'm so sorry. Is Yusuke all right?
No!
Yeah, no, he's not.
He's not. Are they counting? All right, let's go. We got ourselves a fight.
Uh-huh. Kurama got 2 wins, so that's what you gotta beat.
Come on, what you waiting for? Where's your famous dark dragon crap?
You want it?
As soon as my body memorizes your most powerful attacks, I can squash you in the palm of my hand.
Who am I to turn down a fan's request? Just remember, you brought this upon yourself.
Oh God. Oh God. Now I'm really glad Koto is not in the ring.
Yeah.
Just try to keep yourself amused.
You show me, eh?
Wait, what if he's not doing it?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this was a trick of some kind.
To summon the dragon, Hiei must use his own spirit energy as bait to lure it from the pits of Spirit World.
Jeez.
This technique only works if he can emit a tremendous amount of energy for a prolonged period.
Okay.
That's half? You're telling me he's making that much energy in half his normal strength?
Regardless, he doesn't have enough energy to unleash it. With Hiei's present levels, the dragon will devour our friend in his entirety.
Right about that, but the truth of the matter is...
How does he know what they're saying?
Where is it?
Here.
Is he gonna do it as a punch?
Fist of the mortal flame!
Oh. He's doing something
different?
else.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Oh. Oh shit. Keep going, keep
I
going.
decided why waste the flame of the underworld on the likes of you when the more mundane one of the humans would suffice. Huh?
But now he's just gonna be immune to that.
Don't let him eat. Don't let him eat another dumpling.
Yeah.
I really had
Use
to
your
go
speed to
there
take
for
his
a
belt.
second, didn't I?
Yep.
It's an unlikely reversal. Kuro is back on his feet. That fist of the mortal flame would have sent lesser fighters running for their mommies, but not this brick wall.
And now
Bless you, Kojo.
paid too.
Yeah. God.
Kuro is squeezing another one of those steaming spears. I wonder what he's doing that for. Could he possibly get any tougher?
Okay. What animal now? Oh!
This is some Cars shit.
Dragon?
Maybe. Yeah, I think so.
I think it's a dragon, yeah. Oh shit!
Okay.
Oh!
Your little fist technique is completely useless.
His voice changed too.
Now that I'm protected by the second beast, the armor of the Phoenix!
Oh my god.
Alright. Now, Hiei knew that would happen. So,
Kuro Momotaro going invincible to all of Hiei's attacks. How can Team Urameshi's warrior possibly win? And how much more of Genkar's tortuous final
All right.
test can Yusuke take?
Yeah. Alright, cool. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Another hopeless situation.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, man, like, I feel like the best bet now is to figure out what kind of spirit energy, like, consumption he uses to just, perpetuate it.
Like, it's the kind of thing where I'm almost expecting another reversal, but this time from Hiei, because he knew what the mechanics were of his technique.
And let him do it.
So
there's a possibility that by changing the form, maybe he loses the previous immunity? Because I don't think that's how it works.
I don't think that's how it works either. But or like maybe like the way I would also think about this is that maybe if you can guide him to be immune to certain things, then you can like attack with a counter.
Yeah.
Like a different element or something.
Because he still has ice. Like isn't he an ice demon?
Yeah, he's an ice apparition or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't remember if he has actual ice powers though. He's fought people with ice powers.
Oh, maybe I'm mixing that up then. Yeah, my thought is that he's gonna Pokemon it basically, and he'll have some kind of hard counter that if he's like, oh, if you're immune to these kinds of things, well then I'll attack you with these other ones here. But yeah, I feel like short of like, the idea being that there's his external shell being what's immune, that if he like grabs inside of his mouth and shoots something like up his head, I'm not sure. Okay.
All right.
This was a very simple episode, but like really painful episode for Yusuke.
Yes.
Like, we did not just be like just to let you know he's still in pain. We went into it. And we spent time there.
And the voice acting delivered. Oh boy.
When he started transitioning from just to like whimpering and shit, like that was good stuff.
Yeah, that was oh boy.
I felt my stomach start to quease up a little bit, It was just like
we were right there with Genkai of like
maybe we went too far too early.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But when it comes right down to it, it's Yusuke's decision.
It's Yusuke's decision. I love that she actually had to pull it all the way out of him in order for him to have the strength to put it back in.
Yes, I love that too because he really was far beyond his limit, right?
Yep.
He would not be conscious enough or strong enough or whatever to actually do anything about it. So he really was like a dying animal basically, right? And then she takes it out and then he's like, he's lucid again, right? And then it's no. Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Because of the simple motivation of Yusuke needing to beat Toguro, otherwise everyone that he knows and loves will die. Yep. Everything that he does here, we understand why he's doing it. We don't need to be reminded of the I must do this.
Yep.
All this pain, all this suffering, all this struggling is ultimately worth it if he can save all those people from Toguro. So, like, I love these types of moments in the typical kind of shonen stories where you have the character needing to power up, essentially. But in this story, the emotional reason for it is so just simply delivered that we don't need to go into whether he's going to give up or whether he can actually make it. We know that he has to make it through it.
It's just
on a meta
cost.
level. Right, exactly. It's what cost, exactly.
Yep, and that's a really great way to take a story structure that we're very familiar with and make it new, or not necessarily make it new.
No, just make it something that we're excited about.
We're excited about. Yeah, exactly. Where we care about it, and
because the classic power up of the protagonist of a shonen like this,
surpassing their limits, and
that's got to happen at some point for most of these stories. It's a staple.
Yep.
But in this case, it's not one that the main character necessarily even wants to have it this way. Like, this is just the only choice he has. And because it's being presented that way by Genkai, who is the resident expert on the whole power system here, we just have to take her word for it that this is all we can do.
Yeah. That's a lot of trust that he has in this old bitch, you know.
Yeah. Loved the way he, in his pain, lashed out at her.
Yep.
Because it makes sense that he would be angry that he's in this kind of pain.
Oh, absolutely.
And scared silly about like what it could mean.
Yep.
But snapping out like that, basically showing that he has his will. He has his humanity still in there with him, and is not wanting to just end it all because of his own pain and suffering. This reminds me a lot of a more drawn out version of something that I watched recently with the Dune movie, is that in the Dune movie, there's a part where the main character has to stick his hand into this unknowing box of some kind that will give him unimaginable pain. And the idea is that the thing needs to test him to see whether or not his humanity will survive unimaginable pain, or whether he will revert to being essentially an animal and just be like, nope, I can't do this. And in this case here, Yusuke's humanity is what's carrying him through this, because he has to protect his friends. He has to protect his family. So it's just good and classic stuff.
As far as details for that whole, like how that scene basically, even though it was split up across the episode, but how that scene went down, I'm really glad that, and I'm just really happy that Genkai specifically called out the fact that how young he is.
How young he is,
right? Because
just like
that's,
she forgot,
well, because she forgot, but and you know, we as the audience, you know, can forget pretty easily. But it's also something where in these kinds of coming of age stories, there's, you know, like when you're young, you have this notion a lot of the times of like, I want to grow up faster, right? You know, and I want to do that and all that stuff. But there's, you know, it isn't often said in these kinds of stories, because it's less exciting to the younger audience of it's okay to be young.
Yeah.
Right? It's not a crime to be a kid, right? Yep. To be inexperienced or whatever, right?
Well said.
And so in this situation, it's the oh shit, I've been subjecting this kid to, you know, all kinds of torturous training that he has signed up for, you know, But still,
he is
right.
Young.
You know, if what we have assumed or what we think is the case with, like, say, Toguro is the case, I don't know how old Toguro was when he would have allegedly, you know, trained with Genkai, but I'm guessing he was older than Yusuke is right now.
Yeah,
you know,
it's a pretty interesting thing that they could parallel, is the idea that whatever their history is together, there was something that changed in the way that Genkai saw those that trained with her or fought with her.
Right.
And thus she hasn't really been allowing herself to connect in a full relational way with Yusuke. Like, it's very much a role dynamic. I am the master, you are the student.
Right.
You are not my son, obviously, but I also, right here, I can't help but want to end your suffering.
Right, the trainer that wants to throw in the towel, you know,
because they are putting their student through too much.
Right.
Yeah, there is a real world connotation to this, in that when you have someone who is doing a sport, basically, there are points where you will train them to the point that, like, their hands will bleed, their body will literally start to destroy itself, and yet, on some level, that kind of needs to happen a little bit, not constantly.
Right. It's
there is such a thing as a bad trainer that pushes the student too far.
Right, and that's why there needs to be that trust between the trainer, so that they can have that understanding of what can and can't be done.
Exactly.
Right? You know, and the trust between Yusuke and Genkai is there. And it's wonderful to see, but it's also painful to see, because you know, now we're in a situation like this.
On the Hiei side of things, though, we've got ourselves a transforming, immunity garnering, memory ability absorbing opponent. This is a combination of multiple abilities in a really fun, fresh way, because I personally don't like damage immunities in general.
Right, it ends the combat conversation, basically.
Right. But the idea that he has a limited amount of them, and they have to come after he's actually been affected by the wound, means that Hiei could still one-shot him, before he gains the immunity.
Right, like if he had been able to summon up the Dark Dragon and all that stuff.
He could have killed him.
Yeah, like it would have been over, right? Because, okay, you're one shot, who cares if you're immune after? You can't crush the thing, you know, because you don't have a body anymore, right? You're done, right?
Sorry, immolated, yeah.
Yeah, but we got some really cool mechanics, both for how his enemy's ability works, because, like you said, immunity is a very particular thing. You got to be careful with how you mess with that.
Yeah.
But then, too, Hiei's, one-shot destruction, absolute death, weapon that he's displayed.
He had to do a half-assed version of it, basically.
Right, and we got to see exactly what that ability is and how it works, and how that comes into play here.
Yeah.
And the lore aspects of it were really cool, just as like you bait this
dragon from
the void with your own spirit energy and everything, so like your own soul, and then use that to try and get it, and then
unleash it in a direction.
Right.
And then just hope that
it doesn't consume you too.
Yeah, once you've unleashed it, you basically call off the energy so that it doesn't have a tether anymore to this plane or something.
Something like that.
That's just so freaking cool.
Right, like as far as a way to to bring up another power that I think is one of the most boring powers in stories.
Okay.
Summoning.
Oh, sure. Summoning can be really dumb. Yeah.
Can be really dumb. Like any time where it's like, yes, we summon the creatures that are, just as strong as Raditz or whoever, right? Like randomly, and it's like,
and it's just a way to fill out the casts of the protagonists having each of them a character to fight. That is just a really boring, either carbon copy of them.
Don't give a shit about. Yeah.
That's the common one. It's like, now you have to fight yourself, but you're obviously going to win.
Right.
And then the other one is I copy little versions of the villain that then you obviously will beat, you know?
Like I generally really don't like summoning in stories.
Yeah, it's like Fate basically does it well. And
because it's not really summoning, it's just you have you have a person that's there, and they've got their own powers or whatever. But as a way to basically say this is probably one of the coolest takes on summoning outside of Fate, because I feel like Fate's a different thing, this oozes awesome, right?
Right.
Like, and I love it. I love it so much.
It's in combat summoning, I think, is the big thing there.
Sure,
it's not just a passive thing that's like, now you have a floating orb around you that deals,
that does stuff,
AD damage,
Uh-huh.
Or that's redundant. But anyway, the idea that, no, this thing is going to be unleashed, it's going to take a bit of time to summon up.
Right.
But also, he's like, I actually do want to kind of face it, because if I do this, I am immune to that technique. Now, the thing that's curious here is the transformation probably does, is responsible for the healing that accompanies with it. That's probably just an aspect of, transformations in general. But
Makes
also,
sense.
there's an element of which the transformation overrides the previous transformation, and there seems to be no visual properties of the monkey in the Phoenix or whatever this was.
Oh,
here,
sure.
Which I find to be interesting, because then I'm like, wait, my brain then goes to, did you just switch immunities?
Right.
Because I would say a great limitation for a technique like this is that I can alternate immunities at will and with some kind of time delay.
Right.
But the way he's describing it is no, I am accumulating and stacking up immunities.
Right. And
but it's specifically because they're from you that I can do this. If someone else did this exact same technique, it would work. Which seems like what they're implying here. So I'm like, how does he beat this then?
Right, because it also seems like it's not just like immunity in that it's like, I am now immune to fire. Right. But it's like, I up my resilience. Well, sure, but I up my resilience to the point where I am immune to that, right? Which seems like it also confers like some resilience to other things as well. Like I don't know, like immunities get funky, right?
Exactly.
So it's something where we'll have to see how the mechanics exactly play out. The fact that we got an in-depth explanation at the beginning is helpful. It also changes some things contextually for how Hiei responds to that. Because Hiei's a smart cookie. He's no Kurama, but he's a smart cookie. He knows how to do the systematic takedown of an enemy, right?
Yeah, the reason why Kurama in our mind is kind of above Hiei in some ways is because Kurama doesn't let his emotions like change the way he fights tactically as much.
Right. He
has a little bit of a hothead ego.
Right, like he let his sword be in the dude's head, right? He didn't go to take it back immediately, right? So, like little things like that.
He's cocky.
And it's great because he's got style and he's got style,
absolutely.
Like crazy.
Right.
It's wonderful. But given that Hiei basically gave him an extra free immunity, it seems like I want to see that there was actually something more to that, right? Because like the whole thing of like there's the sort of practical questions that might come up of like, why didn't he just try and like steal his things first? And it's like, okay, that's not cool for a shonen character because then they're not really overcoming the true obstacle of their technique that they're bringing to the table.
Right. I guess the other problem is that if he goes for that, there's a possibility that he leaves himself open to be grappled or something.
At the very least, you'd want to make it so that if you're going to use a technique on the person, you're not powering them up with the ability. Like I guess you could say that Hiei really thought it was going to end it in like the one hit,
Potentially.
But he's aware of how his ability works now since he was so gracious as to tell him. So, I'm curious to see how Hiei will use that. Either has already used that information or is going to use that in the future to take down his opponent.
Yeah, I think that for now, what Hiei is probably going to do is kind of go backwards and for us as the audience, we kind of know a few of Hiei's techniques and stuff.
I'm going to throw some dirt in your eye.
Yeah. Exactly. What kinds of things can Hiei obfuscate about what kind of techniques he's holding on to as long as possible until either he's used up all the little Malay dumplings or give him the idea that this technique is something that is the way Hiei does it primarily, and then Hiei like switches up the
he changes the element.
He changes the element. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. Like, and that almost felt like it might have been sort of what happened here because with the black flame thing, it did seem like he was actually trying to summon it, but then maybe he realized like, oh, I don't actually have the power to do that because I'm at half strength, but I don't want them to know that, so I'm going to pretend like this was my strategy the whole time and then do a different technique that'll hopefully still work.
Even though I'm pretty sure the guy knows because of what the old guy said.
That old guy has really good hearing, by the way.
I actually think that the old guy is not literally hearing necessarily what Kurama is saying.
He's like predicting it.
I think he's like predicting it based on the fact that there's commentary going on over there and he doesn't need to hear. He just goes like, yeah, you're right. And also there's the meta stuff of that at this point in shonen, the classic way of exposition was to have side characters who are watching the fight say things about the fights going on in case the audience isn't cluing in, which for us is sometimes very helpful, but oftentimes it's like
sometimes it can bog things down.
We knew that,
but well, and this is again one of the things of immunities being janky. Yeah. Anytime that you have an opponent where their ability is to not take damage, that makes for a very drawn out fight.
Or where the rules get broken and they say, but I'm so strong I overcame your immunity, and then it's like, sure, okay,
yeah, but
whatever.
then that's kind of just
dumb.
reneging on the rule of immunity,
yeah. But it's very typical, I would say, where it's that thing of like,
definitely,
my power is so strong, it's impossible for you to do this thing, and we know immediately, okay, cool, then you're gonna do that thing.
My power literally does not obey the laws of physics. It is just an immutable thing. I'm going to punch through it because I'm that strong.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. So we'll see, because I think that Hiei's going to go for the endurance match. Because he's realizing, oh shit,
he might have to.
I actually have to. Yeah,
and the thing is that's his opponent's best game.
It is his opponent's best game.
So you'll have to think about it.
But it's also just rule of cool for Hiei to be like,
sure,
I don't care what your best game is.
Right.
Tell me the rules in which you want to engage.
Yep, and I will destroy
use those, and destroy you.
Right.
I will take your head, sever it from your body.
He just takes like a rock, and he's like, okay, and then just throws it right through his eyeball.
I honestly would love to see that kind of like
underhanded Joestar shenanigans.
Underhanded trickery and strategy.
Yeah.
To be like,
great.
Oh, do you want to gain immunity to that? What kind of technique was that?
You only have 3 left,
Yeah, because I'm certain that the guy does not have the ability to just say, I'm immune to spirit energy.
Right.
It literally has to be something
specific technique.
It's a specific technique, which means that Hiei can be like, did you know that I can juggle?
Right, like him on clackers. Or like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He just makes up a technique on the spot. And he's
right.
like,
it feels very similar to the sort of debate discussion of like with Krollo's thing of like, you know, stealing techniques. It's like, okay, but what if I made a red crossbow instead of a blue crossbow?
right,
you know?
right. It's like the idea of you stole it. It's like that's great and all. So I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna come back in and just make a new technique.
Right.
You're gonna steal that one too. It takes a lot of prerequisites for you to do that.
Right, exactly. So in the case of immunity, it's like, can he like? But again, it seems like an enhancement of the body, not just a.
I'm sure he's
immune
also
magically.
Well, that's the thing. He's also taking on demon beasts,
right,
as their aspects for physical enhancements, which just gives him natural, you know, effectiveness against stuff. So
I wouldn't be surprised if after that punch, if Hiei's regular punches do nothing because it's. My defense stats are too high now, right? You know, I gained the defense stats to be immune to that thing, but, you know, now regular stuff
I just
won't do
have so
anything.
much HP now that your damage is literally negligible now.
Right, yeah.
So, we'll just have to wait and see. But y'all, this episode was really funny. There's a lot of goofy moments that I just absolutely loved. The stuff from Koto was just wonderful.
That was great.
I'm so glad that Koto is giving more commentary than June,
whoever she is.
Whatever her name was.
Nobody cares. It's still Koto's show.
It's Koto's show, exactly. So y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.